Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with George Groves. George, good to see you. You're picking up a special recognition award at the Southern Area Awards 2025. How are you feeling?
Yeah, great, and it's lovely to receive an award from the Southern Area Board. They've always been very kind to me over the years. Always supported me throughout my career and gave me loads of positive feedback, if you will. I think I've won something along the lines when I was boxing, but yeah, which is it's an honour to be here today and receive this award. So I'm really excited.
How do you look back on your career? Obviously, big moments. We just obviously had a big moment last night too in terms of the British landscape. But you, Carl Froch, created something that was massive and has resonated throughout the sport in the UK.
Yeah, no, we did, and that's ultimately what you want to be part of when you dream of boxing under the bright lights as a tiny kid. You obviously want to become the best in the world. You want to be a world champion, but also that desire to be in big fights, to entertain the crowd, to put bums on seats or whatever. And I was fortunate enough to be in that position on multiple occasions, be headline arenas, one stadium. I think it was more Sky pay-per-view shows than anyone else. Not always headlining, but either there in chief support or some other capacity. So yeah, I mean it was. You always, as a fighter, if you have my mindset, you always look back and go, I could have been so much better. But also, being a stoic and be like, you know what, that was my journey. It could have been a lot worse as well. And at the end of my fighting career, I did wonder if I would remain in boxing. And I was kind of sick of boxing, to be honest, by the time I retired at 30, which is kind of young. But you realise that, I am boxing. Boxing's been my life. It always will be my life. And fortunately for me, I'm able to remain within boxing and get my boxing fix by getting ringside for the big shows, working on commentary teams or, as a TV pundit. And now also went up and did my, applied for my manager's license for the Border Control. And now I'm a licensed manager and I'm coaching a young pro. So, I think I've just got to apply for my promoter's license, and then I think I've got the full house. Yeah.
What's the latest with Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas Roiggri. So my one fighter I'm training manager at the moment. One of the best prospects in British boxing, in my opinion.
Sound like a promoter now.
Yes, and that's ultimately what we do. We promote what we work with and what we work for. So he's fighting on Friday. He's on the Harlem Eubank card, the Wasserman card down in Brighton. He's looking to extend his unbeaten record. He's 6-0 now, 6-0, looking to turn 7-0. He's moving up to 8 rounds. He's in there with a really good opponent. We always try and look for a guy who, there's I like to call them club fighters. In the States, you have guys, they've got losses on their record, but they're club fighters because if they've got a chance to win, they're not playing the game, they're coming to take your head off. And that's another one of those guys this weekend. So, he's been looking great in the gym. He's had some great sparring. Martin Bowers kindly had us over at the Peacock. We've been sparring down there. We've had some really good quality sparring at the Dale. And then even this week we was over at Tony Sims's gym and sparring big Johnny Fisher. So, a cruiserweight. I'm like, right, come on now. I'm going to let you in there with a few heavyweights. He switched on, son, because these guys can whack. So, no, he's flying. He's doing great. And really excited for the fight this week. That's when this goes out, if it goes out today. But it will the fight on Friday. Looking to continue the momentum, build a statement. And I think it won't be long now until you see this guy challenging for titles.
Quick snapshots before I let you go. First of all, we're hearing the words that Anthony Joshua will be taking on Jake Paul in not an exhibition, but a real fight. Your thoughts if that does materialise?
Yeah, if that materialises, it's going to put a lot of noses out of joint, and not just Jake Paul's nose out of joint. If Anthony Joshua, the former unified heavyweight champion, hits him on the button like he did against Francis Ngannou, another non-boxer. Jake Paul, lovely fellow, I'm sure. I don't know him in any capacity, but, a keep fit fighter who loves his boxing, like many others out there. But he has a platform, so he gets these big fights. But I don't think he's going to fight Joshua, if I'm honest. Joshua's had a few gifts over the years, hasn't he? Like we talked about the Ngannou and a few others, where the odds have been heavily in his favour. And I don't really see that fight coming off. I don't think it will. I mean, I may be totally wrong, But I think it's just good for Paul to attach himself to these huge names. Maybe a lot of people that he's working with are not totally immersed in boxing, understand how boxing works. And sympathy goes out for Cole Froch, maybe a few others in that ilk who are like, fucking no, Joshua's got it. It could have been me. It could have been me. So I just don't think that'll be the one. You can't prepare for Gervonta Davis when he pulls out, change to Anthony Joshua. And if it can't be for a real fight because it's making a mockery of professional boxing. So I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's funny because when I speak to the American media, they kind of feel like Jake Paul could actually knock out Anthony Joshua, and they point to his chin. I've seen it literally happen in front of me, and say that he just doesn't have the capacity to take a shot from Jake Paul, who has the power apparently to knock out Anthony Joshua. What do you feel about that take from the American side?
Yeah, maybe some sort of bias. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe they've seen a little bit more of Jake Paul than I have, but. I think everyone's desperate to be his friend because he has such a huge platform. And that is essentially how this world works. We get booked, fights get made. Influencer boxing is taking over boxing. Like when people's profiles are bigger than their boxing achievements, that's influencer boxing. Jake Paul is obviously at the forefront of that. But that's the route that I think the promoters are interested in. Certainly the broadcasters are very much interested in it. But they run out of, the fans might not put up with that at some point. And there's a few saviours of boxing. Moses Talma, who's next door, he might be our saviour of boxing in the heavyweight division. But there's loads of talent coming through. Just stick to real boxing, I think.
Lastly, George, I know they said you haven't seen the fight, but Eubank Jr. fought Conor Benn last night. Eubank Jr. lost. It was just about saved by the bell from the knockout, and the talk about the trilogy not happening because Eubank Jr. might not be able to make the weight anymore. Do you think we see it? Do you think Eubank Jr. does continue off the back of that defeat to Conor Benn?
I just don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it back and then give a proper in-depth view. But from what I've gathered, it was a conclusive, easy win for Conor Benn. So I've got to watch it and then, I'll be able to talk about it properly.
Type of win that Conor Benn can take into world titles now and look for that?
Possibly. As I've got to see it.
Fair enough. George, appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out. And congratulations on your award as well, too.
Thank you.